Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Facebook Live. Tuesday seems to roll around really quickly. It only feels like just a couple of days ago that I was on sharing a couple of cards. So tonight I am going to share a card again using the Simply Said stamp set, which is on page 19 of the catalogue. So it's this one just down the bottom. This stamp set has 10 stamps, costs $30. And it is, honestly, it's a go-to sentiment stamp set. It covers all the basics. And also you've got some really nice fonts in here as well. So you can do longer, thinner banners, or you can do a little bit more of a bold sentiment. So this is the stamp that I'm using again tonight. The other product I'm using for this card is on page 43. Which is called Full of Life, which is the designer series paper. These papers have, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12 different designs, and you get about 4 of each. So it's 6x6 papers. So these are perfect for card making. And the paper I'm using today is this one here that has got those really nice bright coloured little dots. Well, actually, it might be this one here with the bigger dots. But this is really nice, bright, happy paper. So quite suitable for any occasion. Okay, let me show you the card and I'll show you how to make it. So here it is here. So this is just a note. So you can use this for any occasion. All you need to do, just a note, and you could finish it off on the inside of thinking of you, happy birthday, you know, a graduation. You could use it for all sorts of different things. And it's not specific to, you know, masculine or feminine. You could use it for either or. We do have this little bit of pinky colour, which is Berry Burst. It's a little on the pink side, but you could still use it for a more masculine card as well. Hello to Gay and Mandy. Thank you for joining me. So this card, the design, has come from one of the sketches in the catalogue, and those are on page 22. One of the card buffet classes that I did just a couple of weeks ago, quite a few of the cards I made using these sketches along here. So this is the sketch just here that I've used for this card. So it does have some tearing in it. If you don't like tearing, you don't have to necessarily do that, but it does add a little bit of texture really quickly to your card. So in the catalogue, if you are stuck for inspiration or you're not sure where to start, grab out this catalogue, page 22, and have a look at those sketches because they are really, really good to use. Okay, let's make this card. So my card base is Coastal Cabana, which is a colour that's been around for a while, but it is a really nice bright colour. I have 2 pieces of white cardstock which measure 10 centimetres by 14.4, and I also have my other pieces of cardstock as well. Now, to save a little bit of cardstock, as you can see, I do have a couple of pieces of, got a piece of Coastal Cabana and also Berry Burst. I've cut those smaller. Okay, so you don't need to necessarily have almost a whole card front size for that layering. They will layer together really quite nicely without using that extra bit of cardstock. Okay, so let's get started. With this one, before I start tearing, I am going to make sure that I've got it going the right way. If you tear off the wrong end with this particular card, the way I've cut it is you're going to fall short. So, and of course you can choose the other side if you want to as well. I am going to just start by tearing some of my designer series paper off. So very, very simple. This is a really quick way of adding some texture. Okay, to stick this onto the next piece, which is a Berry Burst, I am going to use a little bit of Tombow And I'm going to stick that down far enough so that I can tear the next little bit off. As mentioned, if you don't want to do any tearing, you could leave it like that and just have the one layer, and then you could have your second. I like the look of tearing, and I don't use it all that much, but I do really like the look of it. Now, the reason I've stuck this particular piece, or the Piece Designer Series paper, onto my piece of cardstock is so I know exactly where I need to tear. So you can follow the same line, or you can choose a completely different line. And then for the final piece, again, some Tombow. And I am going to stick this one a little bit higher so that I have got a little bit more room to tear off my piece of cardstock. And again, the tearing is just such a simple technique. Then I'm going to stick this onto my piece of white. So each time you do the tearing, it is going to look slightly different, and you can always go back in and tear a little bit more off. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I am going to stick these two pieces together. This is a really nice, quick card to make. And the really good thing is, because I'm only using smaller pieces of the coloured cardstock, you can use your little offcuts and bits that you have. Okay, so this is going onto one of my pieces of white, and this is the one that measures, or they both measure the same size, which is 10 centimetres by 14.4. If you've been watching my lives for long enough, you will know that that is a fairly standard sort of measurement. The other thing you can do is, with your fingernail, just run underneath each of those tears, which just gives it a little bit more texture. Okay, so that is that to this point. So I also have a piece of white cardstock. This one measures 3.5 centimetres by 6.5. I am going to be stamping my sentiment on this, and I've also got some baker's twine, which I'm going to colour in just a few moments. Okay, so I am using the Just a Note. When I made this card and I created my little banner, I did make it to fit this size stamp. If you've got a wider sentiment, be sure to adjust your measurements for this to allow for that wider. So you don't have to stick with just the size that I have used. You can adjust it to any size that you need for your sentiment. And I have got Coastal Cabana ink. And just a little bit more towards the top. Stamp the sentiment. So this is simple stamping at its best. So if you're needing to create some multiple cards really quickly, or you want to make a gift box set of cards for a friend, this is the sort of cards that you want to make. Okay, because simply they're minimal products and really simple stamping. So to create my banner in the middle, I've grabbed my scissors. I'm going to snip up maybe around 1 centimetre. So I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I have snipped up in there. And then from the outside corner to that middle part there of the cut, I'm going to cut out that little triangle, flip it over, and then cut the second little triangle. The reason I do it that way is then my banner is nice and even. Before someone shared how to do this, make the banner this way, I used to just cut in, and then that'd be lopsided, so then I kept cutting more and more out. And it just ended up with very, very small banners. Okay, I need to colour my piece of Baker's Twine. So this is part of the Essential Baker's Twine. Okay, so this is in the annual catalogue. Let me just quickly find it to show you. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head where it all is. Ribbons, page 113. Okay, so you do have the double spread of the ribbons, and the Vanilla Baker's Twine is a part of the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. So here it is here, and you can see there's just got the little rolls of the Baker's Twine. You do get, I think you get 5 spools. So there's white, vanilla, black, crumb cake, and grey granite. Okay, so you do get 5 different colours. I tend to use white a great deal, but when I'm looking at colouring the Baker's Twine, I don't use as much vanilla, so this is my go-to for colouring. So I am using my Berry Burst Stampin' Blends marker, and I'm using the harder end, so the bullet end, to do this colouring. So you just need this on, I've obviously got this on my glass mat, but you can also do this making sure you've got some scratch paper underneath you, just so that the colour doesn't transfer onto your table. And just moving along, doing a bit of colouring, and then slightly rolling the twine just to make sure I get good coverage on both sides. Or all, well, the twine doesn't really have sides, but you know what I mean. You don't want to end up with too much of the vanilla showing through. Now, these being alcohol markers, they do dry nice and quick, but I will be giving this just a few moments to dry. So this will be the last thing that I'll be doing on the card. We'll be tying the bow and sticking it on. You can do this with water-based markers as well, such as our Stampin' Write markers, but it's going to need a fair bit of dry time. Anything that you're putting on damp with ink is actually going to get some colour transfer. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. The little bits at the end, I'm not too worried because they will be trimmed up, but it's just making sure that you're happy with the colour saturation. And of course you can do the exact same thing on ribbon as well. Oh, still miss some, try that bit there. Okay, so with this, once it's dry, you can go back over again and have another look, and if you need to add some more. Now this is alcohol based ink, so that is pretty much staying on there. The quickest way to clean this off a glass mat is just use a little bit of hand sanitizer. Okay, let's finish putting the card together, then I'll do the ribbon. So my card base is that standard half a sheet of A4, and with this one, I've just chosen Coastal Cabana. And of course, you can, if you want to, score your cardstock. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so first bit, to finish the inside, I do have my piece of white cardstock, which measures 10 centimeters by 14.4. So that is going to be stuck in, and I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. So with Stampin' Seal, my tips as always, that little tick at the end. And the other tip I'm adding in, just as a reminder, don't use too much pressure. You only need to have a light hand when you're using this adhesive. Okay, so we've got very simple, the middle's in. And this piece here, I'm going to be sticking on using some dimensionals. What have we got here? I'll use these ones. So I do have a packet of almost, or a sheet of almost used mini dimensionals. And I am, of course, using the Take Your Pick tool, which is one of the best tools ever. And remember, even when you've used all of your dimensionals on your sheet, don't forget to cut up the outside bits and use that too, because it'd be a shame to throw those bits of dimensional out. And of course, the quickest way to get the backing off your dimensionals is stabbing it with the Take Your Pick tool. Okay, so this is going to go onto the card front, hopefully nice and straightish. And with the piece of twine, I am going to be wrapping this around the banner and tying a bow in the front. I'm pretty sure that's how I did it. It is. It seemed like a little while ago that I actually made this card. So this is tying a little bow, and I am going to grab as well, I think you've seen me do this before, when you're tying a bow, when you've got your ribbon or thread wrapped around a piece of cardstock, reversible tweezers onto that first little bit of the tie, and then while those tweezers are holding your little knot nice and tight, you're going to be able to finish off your bow, and then your tweezers just slide out. So that's another way of just getting a cute little bow without struggling too much with it, because sometimes bows that I've just tied like this can be a little bit more challenging. Okay, that is going to then go onto the card front using some dimensionals again. And of course, as I mentioned, please cut up the dimensionals that are around the edging of your sheets. And once this is on, the card is finished. So again, this is a really, really nice, simple card to do, following the sketch in the catalogue. Now, we do have a new mini catalogue coming in September, and they've actually got in that catalogue for us, they've got some new sketches. So I'm kind of excited and looking forward to sharing those ones with you. And there you have your finished card. So again, let me just show you where those sketches are in the catalogue. They're on page 22, down the very bottom. Okay, and again, this is the sketch here, this one that I did tonight. So there's quite a few. There's over 20 sketches there that you can use for inspiration. You can use your designer series paper, you can use cardstock, you can do embossing, you can do stamping, all sorts of different things with that. So that is the card for tonight. So they're, as mentioned, nice, quick and easy. I have just 3 quick reminders for you. First of all, bonus days. Bonus days is where you can earn some coupons to redeem next month. So you've only got until tomorrow. For a $90 purchase, you will receive via email a $9 coupon code to redeem in August. Okay, so there's no minimum spend for August. If you have your $9 voucher and you'd like to buy an ink pad, you just pay the few dollars difference for your ink pad. So you don't have to spend $30, for example, to redeem your coupon. You only need to spend $9 to redeem that coupon. So that this promotion is finishing tomorrow, or the earn phase is finishing tomorrow. The other 2 things that I have got this week on Thursday, I have a Thursday card class. This is a 2-card class. The cost for that class is $20. I have 11 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. You do have until sort of 9 a.m. tomorrow to register for one of these classes, because I actually haven't cut the kits yet. So that will be tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon after work. And Saturday the 3rd of August, registration for retreat closes. Okay, so my next retreat is Saturday the 24th and Sunday the 25th of August, but registration does close this Saturday. And of course, I will be requiring a $50 deposit at the time of registration as well. So thank you so much for those who have already registered, but it's not too late. You still have a few more days to register for that event. So here we go, the cards or the card that I created tonight for you. Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate you all watching. Thank you, Gay, Mandy. I love that you're able to join me tonight. I'm going to be back again next week with some more stuff to share with you. I think maybe some new product. So, because I've got some new product that for the new catalogue that I've already got in my hands, and I'll be doing a pre-order very soon for that as well. So thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you all, well, some of you I'll see you Thursday, but everyone else I will see you next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.